Problem 16 has to be one of my favorite problems on midterm 3. What we want to do is find sine, cosine, tangent, cosecant, secant, and cotangent, given information about just one of the angles. So I know that sine of x is equal to negative 5 over 13. And what I'm trying to find is cos of x, tangent of x, cosecant of x, secant of x, and cotangent of x. Now one of these is really easy right off the bat, which is cosecant, because cosecant is just the reciprocal of sine. So I just have to take the fraction for sine and flip it upside down. So instead of 5 over 13, I get 13 over 5. Still negative. So I already have 2 of my 6 trig functions. All I need are the other 4. So what I want to do is use the fact that sine squared plus cos squared equals 1. Okay, so that means if I take negative 5 over 13 and square it, I'll be able to solve and figure out what cosine is. So 5 times 5 is 25. 13 times 13 is 169. And I'm going to write 1 using the same denominator. So I'll write 1 as 169 over 169 so that it's easy to combine. So I can subtract the 25 onto the other side. So I get 169 minus 25. Which is 144 over 169. Okay, and that's the square of cosine. So now in order to solve for cosine, I'm going to do the square root on both sides. And I need to make sure to keep both the positive and the negative. So the square root of 144 is 12, and the square root of 169 is 13. So positive, negative. So now I'm going to use the fact that I'm in quadrant 3. That's what the problem said. And that'll help me to decide whether I should choose the positive or negative square root. So quadrant 3 is down on the bottom left corner. And if I remember from all students take calculus, only tangent is positive in that corner. So cosine must be negative in quadrant 3. So now I know which one I want to choose. I want to choose the negative sign because I'm in quadrant 3 where the x values are negative and cosine is negative. So now I know cosine is negative 12 over 13. And because I know cosine, I know secant. I can just take the fraction for cosine and flip it over because it's the reciprocal of cosine to get secant. So instead of 12 over 13, I have 13 over 12. Now tangent is sine over cosine. So let me figure out what that is down here because I don't think I have space up there. So sine over cosine is the same as 5 over 13 divided by 12 over 13. So 5 over 13 over 12 over 13, both negative. So that's the same thing as taking the top fraction and multiplying it by the reciprocal of the bottom fraction. And when I do that, the 13s cancel out, leaving me with negative 5 over negative 12, which is the same thing as positive 5 over positive 12. And cotangent is just taking tangent and flipping it over. So I can take 5 over 12, flip it upside down, and make it 12 over 5. And now I have my 6 trig functions.